Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Traveling with Jeff. Sorry I've been away for a bit, dealing with life and limited amount of summer. So today, this week, actually, it's supposed to be a gorgeous day, so I thought I'd come down and do the marina. We'll go for a bit of a walk. We'll go down to the boardwalk that they've been building along the lake to keep one of the streets. Basically, this one right here goes right along the river, right along the lake, and there's houses across the street, and it was starting to kind of erode, I guess, from the lake. So we're going to go for a bit of a walk, and I'll take you and show you what's here. So right there, we're at the marina. Sorry for the sun getting in the way there, but in Johnny Waffles restaurant. So let's take a walk down by the marina there, and we'll walk around it to the pier. All right, well, hang on with me and we'll be right there. So as we come down to the marina here, I'm just standing in the shade so you get a bit of a better picture. So there's all the boats that are in the marina. You can just see the lake in the distance. Gorgeous day. You can actually see the other side, which is surprising. It's a big lake. It's seventh largest, I think, in the province. Part of it's in Saskatchewan, which is that direction over there. So let's just take a walk down here. You can see we're coming up here, Johnny Waffles. They actually have an outdoor seating area there, patio covered in, and they're open all year round. Marina office there just ahead of us. And daily launches, people want to launch, they just go in. There's a fee, and as you can see there's Hamilton House. It's a great place, just a few miles Highway 55 going east, about 13-14 kilometers, I think. And Brian Hamilton does a lot of fishing tours, and he's booked all the time, solid. He does a good day trip for people. So yeah. Walk around. So you can see they've got a gas pump there. So if you want to fill up, you forgot, and then here's the boat launch. Somebody right there getting ready, or so the sign there says you use boat launch with caution. And it's actually pretty funny. Well, it's not funny, but there's a fella who was coming in here a month or two ago, and I can't remember exactly what had happened, but he just kept going backwards, and the boat pulled him, and his truck was pulled under the water, and yeah, sure enough, they had to, a couple people there from the staff had to jump in and help him get out of his door while the truck was sinking. Crazy. So we're going to go for a walk around the pier. So the end of the pier is over right there. You can see a boat coming in there. Just watch them come in. You can see they slow right down, and speed limit in through here. Probably only a snail's pace. You don't want to be making waves and crashing boats against each other, but there's a couple big boats there, isn't there? I'll zoom in on that. Oops, sorry, that's the picture I was going to say. Yeah, that's a beauty, isn't it? All right, we're going to go for a little walk. So let's go for a cruise around the shoreline here. You can see a nice deck. It's almost like it's a composite type, those ones which would make sense by the water. You don't want them to rot, so they're not made out of wood. They were at one time. I remember coming down here. I've been here 23 years now. Yeah, but you know what? The cost of replacing that, and lumber nowadays, not cheap. So I like that they got the little pet things there. Bench there dedicated to somebody from the family. city does a good job taking care of that area. So there's a little picture there. See that? Early pioneer settlers of Cold Lake. Oh, isn't that something? 100th year anniversary of the homestead. Yeah, 1910 to 2010. A little cairn dedicated to some of the people that settled here in the area. Very cool. Oh, and everybody going into his parking spot right there. You see him just nicely tucking it in. And yeah, like I say, away we go. We'll walk along the pier here. Gorgeous day. We've had really crazy weather for July. It's been cool. There's been a couple days where, you know, people here in the north or closer to the lake, they were talking about 3 degrees and 4 degrees when they're getting up in the morning. And our days go to 18 and 19, and that is unusual. It's usually a lot warmer than that for this time of year, but this week we're supposed to get hit. We could use a bit of rain where everything's dry, the lake is low, but we can't control what Mother Nature wants to give us. So yeah, it's supposed to be a nice week, and sure there'll be a lot of people out there boating, fishing, swimming. I'll get down to the beach one day here. There's some activities coming up. I usually don't get out and about with the big activities. It's just so hard. If you look at one of my previous videos, I did do the beach probably about a year ago. And you can see that there's literally no parking. Like, you are parking blocks away, blocks and blocks to come down to any event. And you know what, for me, the crowds and the noise, yeah, they don't really bother me a whole bunch, but when you have to walk a certain amount of distance to get to where you want to go, it just kind of wears you out. That once you get there, you don't really want to be there. Well, I guess I can't do the walk around. It looks like they're still paving over there. So I'll see if I can zoom in there, and you can see the breakwater they're making there. Like I was saying, so there are the houses across the street, $1 million houses, and this was all eroding away, right? So what they did was they're building that back up. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. So they're building all that back up, and it's going all the way around like this, and then the beach is over there. I would probably say kilometer 2 maybe, but that's where the beach is, and the main beach anyway, Kinnison Beach. But you know what, for now, let's just go for a walk down the pier here. So here's sort of looking at it from the other side. There's Johnny Waffles over there, and we're just coming around. I'll just do a couple pans of the lake here so you can kind of get an idea. You can say some nice houses there, isn't there? So yeah, just a nice day. Yeah, my neighbor's got his boat here somewhere. I don't think I'd recognize it amongst all these boats. He has it parked in his driveway, you know, during the winter usually, or before the docks open, or the marina, I should say. Yeah, so if you look there, you can see how it's still going around way down the end there. So it kind of weaves in like this, and it goes for a ways. It's been a couple year project, I would say 2, 3 anyway, probably since they started it. Millions of dollars, but you know what, I would complain about stuff like this when they're calling it a beautification, but really that whole area was just nothing but like hills and trees, and they were eroded. So we just let it erode, and then the road falls apart, and then, whatever there are for lines underneath there, if there is any water, sewer, they're running along that, be exposed. So yeah, it was about time they did something. Do it now before prices get stupid. But prices seem to get stupid all the time, don't they? So for those of you that, maybe haven't joined, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out. I wouldn't consider myself full-time YouTuber, part-timer. I've had a couple people that follow me and say, Jeff, why don't you get out more? And well, the problem is, Cold Lake only has so much. We're close to 17,000 people, and there's only so much to do and so much to see. And I have contacted some places, restaurants and stuff. Some got back to me, some didn't. So it's one of those things that I don't want to bother them. But I'm not in a major city, is the point I'm trying to get at. It's like the people that I follow on YouTube, London Eats, the guy that drives around delivering Uber Eats and Deliveroo just as a side hustle. He's got a full-time job, but he's in London, England. And, somebody else is in New York. And, well, a whole bunch of people in New York and Chicago and all of these big places. And here I'm stuck up here. I shouldn't say stuck. It's a nice city. We have everything. We really don't have to go far. But to get to a major city, so go west. Our capital of Alberta is Edmonton, and it's 3.5 hours on a 2-lane highway. And Saskatoon is east, and that's about 4 hours. So, to get to where I could film something weekly, it is kind of hard when you have to travel so far. But I'm really going to push myself to get out and attend some of these things that they do have, because the city, because we are out here, they put on a lot of stuff, fishing derbies, and we got what's called Aqua Days. It's a fun-filled day for the kids. It's supposed to be this weekend, and weather holds out. It's just going to be gorgeous. So yeah, they do a lot of activities here, and like I say, I'm going to try and get out to some of them, but I may just, have a clean slate and start really, really pushing myself to get out in starting this winter, because they have, a lot of winter festivals as well. So get out and, yeah, so that goes around there, the lake, for quite a ways. There's a couple inlets in there, and that, if I had to guess, I'd say that far area over there is in Saskatchewan. I think that's so here we've hit the end of the pier. So I'll just come to the end here and show you. Now there's a beach there, and for the life of me, I'm sure that's not the provincial park. There's can you see it there? The sun's in my eyes, folks, so I can't really see. I'm pointing in the right direction, so I know you guys can probably see it, and I'll see it during the editing process. But there is a beach there, and Provincial Park is, you have to go around that point there and then come in sort of, it would be just over there somewhere. So the road actually to get to Provincial Park is just up that hill past the church there, and you just turn right, and basically next street, hang a left, and go down a couple kilometers, and you're there. So here's looking back at the beach. I'm sorry. There's a little beach there, but looking back at Johnny Waffles and the main marina. There's a guy coming out in a little boat there. Doing a little private fishing or something, I guess, probably. On his phone talking to somebody, I can hear him. Just give him a wave there. Yeah, so there's Johnny Waffles there. Like I say, there's the marina, and there's those pontoons there. Now, I haven't walked out here maybe for a bit. I'm not sure what those are for. I see, looks like stairs there on a couple of them. I don't know, it could be, somebody knows what that is. drop me a line with those gray ones are there. Is it for canoes maybe, or paddle boards? You know, like you bring your paddleboard, stand up in it, or kayaks. Put them in the water. You walk right down because there are stairs there. Further down at the end, kind of can come down and see it. So, yeah, that's kind of. But I'm not sure. If I had to guess, I'd say be kayak or paddle boards or something. So you just, you know, most of the guys carry them over their shoulders, and you come down and drop it in and step into it, and that would make sense because you're out of the way. You're on this side of the boats. Boats aren't going to run over to you. Not going to be any accidents. And there's the fella going out. Probably going fishing. Looks like there's a couple guys coming down here. Yeah, I see. Yeah, fishing rods, and yeah, a lot of people do that. Fish right off the pier here. I'll take a shot of the water. I'll bend over here for you. So, oh, no, yep. Yeah. So you can see the water there. Nothing but bugs. But hey, maybe that's where the best fishing is. There's a fella pulling out in his boat there, backing out. Nice big boat. So I was just talking to those fellows there, and they seem to be looking over. There's the kelp, I guess you'd call it. I don't know if it's considered seaweed being in a lake, but so they must be seeing something because they're talking about, oh, there's some here and there's minnows here and there's some there. So I'm wondering if they can kind of tell what's going on. Jets taking off from the base, so can't see them too fast. There's a couple young kids just went down in that pier there, fishing rods, or those gray pontoon things. Like I say, I think that's kayak. Fella in that boat that went out, he kind of stopped right there. So I imagine that's his fishing spot. Everybody's got my neighbor too. They got their own fishing spot, or their own little spot, you know, that they claim is the best. And there's a fella coming in there to launch his boat. So we can kind of see what's going on there. We'll watch him just for a minute. Some of these guys are experts at this, so yeah, got to keep an eye out for that pier. I think he's going to have to pull forward by the looks of it. Just from where I'm standing anyway, it seems like he's getting, oh no, looks like he's in. Oh yeah, it might have just been a bit of a shadow there. I thought the pier extended towards the truck, but no, he's in there. Lots of room to spare. So he'll just get it in until sort of the boat's floating, right? And then he'll pop it out. And it looks like this big boat here to the left, they're pulling it down the pier. And I would imagine they're going down for gas. If I had to guess, I'd say that would be it. You can see the city bus just coming around the corner there. It's a free service. And I forget the amount of numbers that the riders had last year, but it was many. People rely on that. You know, Cold Lake North and Cold Lake South are, boy, what is it, 10, 12 kilometers apart. So where we are now used to be what was called Cold Lake, and then in the south what was called Grand Center. And then in 2001, they amalgamated. So to the city of Cold Lake. But the old people still refer to this as Cold Lake, and the south is Grand Center. And hence the bus service, right? If you live in the south and work in the north, in the middle between us, there isn't much. There's the mall. I've done a video on the mall and the shops that are around that. The Energy Center, which has got the old high school and the college, 2 skating rinks, rock climbing wall, lots of activity rooms. You know, my son goes there, weight room. So yeah, that's kind of in the center, and it's slowly getting filled in as people come to invest and buy and move here, and it's a nice area. Winters can be a little harsh, but hey, that's anywhere in the prairies in Canada and the States. So yeah, nice tiny bit of shade here in spots in the walkway, going back sort of where we started. So yeah, if you're if you're following these videos and you're about to move in to Cold Lake or move to Alberta, or you're coming here, a lot of people are coming here, there's supposed to be some big work projects coming up in the area between oil and gas, and they've been talking about a carbon capture plant, one of only a few like it in the world. So haven't heard anything more on that, but yeah, so if you're moving here and you like to say, hey Jeff, I watched your video in the malls and the grocery stores I did, and the schools, and I did the parks. So I might do one on just restaurants. I might not get inside every one of them, but kind of like just show you where they are from if you travel from the south to the north. So it's a little access point there to the parking lot. Here we are. I'm here, so I'll just come here to the end of the parking lot here, so you can see they got lots of parking there, and you can park on the street there, but you can see parking on both sides of this lot here. It's big enough to move around. And yeah, so I'm gonna come to the close of this. I think you've all been probably tired out now. It's seen enough water and enough boats, but it is nice to see, especially if you're, like I say, you're just moving here. And where can I come? Well, come down here and bring your kids down, have a bite to eat, and then head west, say a couple kilometers. Easy way to get around there. That's not the only road. You can just go up one or two streets right there, and you can hit the beach that way by going straight west. So thanks very much for coming out with me in I call it my lazy video. I had to kick myself to say, okay, come on, let's get going here and get out. So I appreciate it, and like I say, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. YouTube algorithms will help push this and move it around, and hopefully more people see it. So as I look back there towards the totem poles, I think I took a picture of that at the beginning, so I'm not gonna walk back there again, but I'll just close this by saying thank you so much, and I will be getting videos out a little more quicker. So thank you so much, and have a great day.